So, we got that video named Delfino Plaza has a 26% unemployment rate made by Annie Austin. It's a really cool video. I already watched it a few months ago, and it left me laughing for minutes. By the way, 3, 2, 1, go!
Delfino Plaza, a relaxing beachfront town full of bustling markets, scenic hangout spots, and even a prison. But what's really going on underneath the surface? How is the local economy? Well, that's what we're about to find out, and there's only one way to do it. We need to figure out the unemployment rate of this place. What's the best way to do that? We're just gonna have to survey the whole population, one by one. Let's do it.
It's looking really nice for a game that old too.
Today, Mario will be playing the role of our enumerator, and like usual, all we've got to do is go around and just make a determination about every single person who lives in this village.
The way you can just hear his pen.
We've got to do this systematically, so we'll start in this plaza here. This is our first candidate. Does this look like somebody who's employed? No, it doesn't. It looks like somebody who's on vacation. What's that? Hold on, I smell it. Something's going to happen, but where? Where is it? We can't really assume anything based on the way that this person's dressed, because everybody in this town is dressed like this. But this is somebody that, if they're employed, that means they're using their day off to sit around smelling trees. And if you've got a ton of time to pursue so many hobbies that you enjoy smelling things now, there's no way you are employed. Alright, what are you up to? This darkness makes me gloomy and depressed. Okay. Are you employed? Definitely not actively working. But I will say, you know, if the darkness is making you gloomy and depressed, that does imply you're usually not gloomy and depressed, like if it's sunny. Which to me sounds like someone who's not employed, because being employed is depressing. Kind of. And he's also just like yelling at some dude who just got into town for no reason. He smells like someone who's got too much time on his hands. This isn't employed behavior, sorry.
This is unemployed behavior, chat. You hear that?
So these are interlopers. And then over here we got this guy yelling at a poster. Big Majora's
Mask.
Construction worker energy here. He's wearing a hat. He's got a mustache.
Smells unemployed. Maybe we're gonna do our very own unemployed series soon, and I'm gonna find out if they're employed by sniffing them.
Which makes him look like he has a job because he's like dressing up, but let's see. Unforgivable. Someone ruined my wall. My wall. Okay, so he owns this building. What is this building? That's the question. Could be some sort of fruit stand. I guess the main question is it a residential building? It doesn't look like a residential building. Yeah, it's got a giant spire on it. So it's, yeah, there's no way this is a residential building. And there's nothing small business owners like getting mad about more than people defiling their property. I'm not being judgmental, I'm just saying that's a pattern. So honestly, I think this guy's probably employed. Alright, I believe that's everyone in the plaza here.
On the island.
We're gonna do the outside of the island first. Oh boy, look at this. This smells like employment.
I can't wait to play this game myself too, Cody.
Pepper stand, employed. Double fruit stand, employed. More fruit, also employed. I'm getting a sense of the local economy here. That's 4 people employed. Let's see if they have anything to say about the economy. No free samples. See, that's a small business owner if I ever met one. I'm really clowning on small business owners. I'm sorry. I don't have any problem with you. I just like making fun of everyone. All right, so that's some pretty definitive answers for employment. That's good. What are you two up to? I got a first observation, sailor's uniform. Smells like employment, but let's see what they have to say. My tree is much bigger. My leaves are nicer too. I'm telling you, the tree on my head's way taller. Okay, so they're arguing.
No, my tree is bigger. Chad, my tree is much taller. Mine.
About
Can't you
tree
see?
On their head is better. But they are both wearing sailor's uniforms. And I feel like I'm correct in saying.
I mean, look at it. Look at my ahoge. It sure is longer. Somehow, when we brush it out real nicely and use some hairspray. Yeah, I have the biggest one of them all.
That's not... People don't wear those for leisure, right? Those hats are like specifically sailor's hats. Let me look it up. Yeah, I mean, that's a sailor's hat. That's absolutely a sailor's hat. And I feel like if you're going to take a bet, you'd probably say that if you're wearing a sailor's uniform, the likelihood is you're employed. Gotta say, so far I'm pretty surprised at how much employment there is. I was expecting to come in here and be like either completely unable to tell or everyone would just be unemployed. And so far it's actually looking pretty good for Pianta Village, which is super surprising. All right, what's your story, buddy? He's sitting in the shade, just chilling. Oh, he gave me sunglasses. Ah, god damn it, now the screen's gonna be dark. So this is someone who's just, he looks a little bit older, to be honest. I think part of that is I'm being prejudiced because of his glasses and mustache and his hat and his face and his body. But he does look a little bit older, and he is just sort of relaxing in the sun. He's giving away sunglasses. He's not selling them. But this guy really does feel like retired, you know? I think I'm going to mark this guy down as retired, ergo non-eligible. All right, what's your story? I still wish the sun would return, but who needs a tan? Okay. That doesn't help me a ton. You do have peppers on your back. That's a dead giveaway that you're selling peppers.
He's selling
Because in what other
shrooms.
context are you carrying those peppers around? Because there's not like a grocery store that sells peppers, and they're also peppers. What am I saying? Peppers, mushrooms, and they weren't purchased at the market, right? Mushrooms don't even exist on this island, so they were probably brought in from the Mushroom Kingdom, for God's sake. Which, first of all, I never noticed that. That's a fun detail. So this
That's
person
an
probably
illegal
foraged the mushrooms
dealing.
from the Mushroom Kingdom
It's a dealer.
and is importing them. That sounds like a job, my friend. That sounds like a job.
He's
All
a
right, is there anybody else
shroom
on the
dealer,
beach?
my
I see a
friend. I don't
toad
know
up
if he's
there. Doesn't count.
employed.
Anybody out there? I don't believe
But he's
so.
working, I guess.
Anybody out there? I think maybe there's somebody out there. I can't remember. Yes, there's somebody out here. All
Someone
right.
over there.
Odds are not employed, but let's see what they have to say. I was shipwrecked and washed up here 3 years ago.
Unemployed.
Go get a job, hippie. Some people are just so lazy, they just won't get a job. Next up, who's this? It was weird being stuck in that goop. It was gross, but
And the way Austin doesn't even, say something. He he's not like, oh, poor dude. Oh, he got shipwrecked. Now he's stuck here for 3 years. Oh no, how poor that guy is. No, he's just taking out his pen and he's writing down unemployed. Nothing else. And then he leaves again. Not helping them, nothing. No.
I gotta admit, it was kind of sweet like candy. Yeah, I remember when I first tried. It's just one of those things. I'm gonna have to beep that out. Unfortunately, you're kind of like the most generic looking Pianta. You have no distinguishing features. You are just kind of wandering back and forth, but let's see where you go. Let's see if you go anywhere that screams employment. Are you like one of those mall walkers?
What do you mean?
You know those old people who just walk in malls? Are you walking to the police station? Are you like a rat? Are you an undercover informant? Maybe. You kind of like go out here and spy on people and then come back. I mean, that's pretty much all we can surmise. And I feel like undercover informant isn't actually a job. It's just kind of like a thing you do to get yourself out of prison sooner. So I think this person is either trying to shorten a prison sentence, because we know there's a jail here, or they're just regularly unemployed. Either way, unemployed. Next up, oh boy, the only crime that's ever happened 3 days ago. Maybe they're brand new cops, because they are just dressed like everyone else, but with like a hat and a little uniform. So maybe it's possible that the police department was founded when this all happened. I suppose I could see that. In which case, either way, these two cops, they're employed. Okay, I believe that's everyone in this portion of the map. Pretty high employment rate over here. This is really kind of the business district, you know?
Market.
This is like what you'd see in the postcards. Go visit the Pianta Market. Welcome. Sorry. Why would you write it like that? Anyway, on to the next area. Where are we going? Over on this edge, we've got 3 toads. They're not employed. They're interlopers.
I used to greet you
Then
from
we got you. What do
from
you
that
run
one
you run
like
the cannon?
this.
You want to go to that island?
Yeah.
All right, hop in there and cover your ears. Yeah, okay, this person is running a cannon, which I could see not being a job. I could see this being just like a side thing that he does. But given that it's the way to get to the amusement park over there, most likely this person works for the amusement park. So congratulations, you're employed. All right, next up. Hello, are you the model from the painting? You might be. Bring me 3 durians. Just bring the fruit here and put it in the basket. Are you trying to employ me? Does that mean you're employed? She said you want to work for me. So you can definitely
Are
say
you
that
trying to employ
someone
me? Does that mean
and
you are
not mean it in
employed?
like an official way. But I don't know, if you employ people, are you automatically employed? I think so, kind of. Like, if you're hiring people to do a job, that precludes you being unemployed yourself, right? Question mark? Could you fill out an unemployment survey if you have employees? I don't think so. I think she counts as employed. Next up over here, we have maybe the only enterable building where this guy lives. This looks like, what, a restaurant? Break all the crates within 30 seconds to win the prize. You want to try? No. What kind of a thing is it? This is a restaurant, huh?
Oh,
Right, so
he's
you run a
employed.
restaurant. You're like setting
It
up
was
a
very
restaurant.
important to
I mean,
me.
it's got patio umbrellas and all that. Like, yeah, this is absolutely a restaurant. It's even got a little welcome sign in Italian
Have
for
a
some
job.
reason. If you own a restaurant, you're employed. That's the way this works. All right, who else do we have in the center of the island here? We got you. What's your deal? Hello, you want to work for me for a little bit? That's another person trying to hire your employees. And then down here we got these three guys. What are you doing? Dancing the night away?
Look at him dance.
Boat's finally moving again. Okay. Do you have a job? Or are you just
Where's the
enjoying
boat,
life?
though?
'Cause that's not helpful
over
to anyone.
there.
Do you, like, work for the boat company? Is that why you're happy? Or are you just, like, a boat enthusiast? You kind of just look like a boat enthusiast. And you're just, like, psyched about the boat moving again. Frankly, if you were employed by the boat,
Good night,
you'd
Gabriel.
probably be
Take care
annoyed
of
that the boat was
yourself.
moving again because it means you have to get back to work. So I think I'm going to go for unemployed for you. And then we got these two people. Now, where's that big old shine? Guidebook says it's the blah, blah, blah. Okay, guidebook. Why are you reading a guidebook if you're from here? It sure is dark. Is this the daytime? Are all cities dark? So you guys aren't from here, are you? You guys are like Piantas
tourists.
vacationing in... This isn't Pianta Village. Delfino Plaza. I keep calling it Pianta Village. Well, if you're vacationing, you don't count. Same as the toads. So, yeah. You don't count. Another one of these fruit ladies. You want to work for me for a little bit? All right, employed. Thank you for your
giving us a
service.
job.
Anybody on this boat? Nope, it powers itself. Okay. Ah, there's somebody on this island. We almost missed you. Are you another one of those
I'm not sure.
fruit people?
They're employed
You want to work for me? Indeed. Wow, what is this company? This fruit collecting company? Are you the people who you make tourists gather the fruit that you then sell at the market? Is that what's going on here? It's a little bit shady, I would say, but I'm not the
really
government. I mean, I am the
shady
government,
thinking
I'm the
about
enumerator,
it.
but I'm not the cops, right? I'm just here to gather data. And I think that's it for people in Delfino Plaza. And that was some very interesting data we collected, I would say. Oh my god, there's another man.
Dude.
Looks like I should have checked the roofs. All right, you're almost certainly not employed, but let's see
you
what
a
you have to
hobo?
say. Throw me a coin and I'll throw you for a loop. Is that a job? Guy who throws you for a loop? Is that a job? I'm gonna have him throw me and see if it feels like a job. And away you go, or if it's more of a hobby. Oh, there goes Shine. What's the equivalent of that? You know, like I'm trying to think in my real life.
gotta
What's
try
the
out
equivalent
and
of a guy you
see.
give $1 to and then he throws?
If it feels like a job, or more like a hobby. Gotta pay him and find out.
Throws you. I guess it's kind of like paying someone to an alley. And the guy definitely seems to do it mostly because he really enjoys it. I think the important thing is his verbiage is throw me a coin and I'll throw you for a loop. To me, that smells like unemployed guy making money on the street and less like I'm a guy who does professional throwing. Yeah, look at this. A single coin may have the power to change your destiny. That's a street hustler right there. Unemployed.
That's a street
trying to convince me that
hustler.
money can change my destiny. Get the hell out of here. Okay, I believe that wraps up our survey of the residents of Delfino Plaza. Sorry again for
They're all
calling it
the
Pianta
NPCs
Village for like
already.
30 minutes. That was an oversight on my part. You know, I haven't played Mario Galaxy in a while, or Mario Sunshine. But that's it. That's our survey complete. Now, if you give me just a moment, we will send those results to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So stay tuned for their full report of the employment situation in just a moment. Thank you so much.
Employment situation summary.
Hold on. I forgot about everyone's favorite characters, the raccoons. These raccoons run a shop, and you can buy shine sprites from them, which does imply that they're just kind of hoarding them, which is funny because it's like we're in a huge disaster because of lack of shininess, I guess. So it's cool that they are just like hoarding a bunch of them and selling them back to the community. You know, it's kind of, they're like Martin Shkreli, you know, remember Martin Shkreli? But even hucksters are employed, and this raccoon is employed. The tiny raccoon, however, probably doesn't count because it's a kid. And I know there's been a lot of contentious discussion in the comments about whether kids can be employed. I don't believe in child labor. I know it seems like a lot of you guys do. I don't believe in child labor. So if you want to put your lot in with child labor lovers, you go right ahead. But it's not going to happen in this house. That child is not eligible for the survey. And that is the end of our survey. I can't believe I almost forgot them.
I just found out they have a horrible adult to, I don't know, children ratio. There are no children on this island. The island will die out within, I don't know how old these old pianta people are. Within 50 years, there's gonna be no one living on that island anymore.
Throw it over to the bureau for the press conference with the results, okay? Ready? Amazing.
Low birth rate?
Hello, everybody.
You mean no birth rate? You can't say low birth rate. There's not a single child.
Hope everyone's doing well today. Today we've got the employment situation summary for Delfino Plaza, so we'll be going over that in just a moment. But please turn off your cell phones.
Turn off your cell phones.
Okay, so we conducted our survey of Delfino Plaza, and here is the here's our findings for the economic situation there. Total surface payroll employment for Delfino Plaza is at 22 persons, and unemployment is at 26%. Delfino Plaza's economy, as I said, consists largely of a sort of specialty tourism industry that provides simple and clean vacation amenities to primarily royalty, diplomats, high-ranking, wealthy individuals. You don't see a lot of low-cost tourism coming to Delfino Plaza these days. This sort of delicately catered locals experience appeals to a small but cash-rich demographic, which does allow the plaza to remain sort of quiet and gives it a certain amount of, gives it some unique qualities in its economic standing, but it provides a little flexibility if anything changes. Speaking of unique circumstances, Delfino Plaza has a 26% unemployment rate. The number of people able to disengage from the workforce is sustainable to some extent, but only because of strong internal resource management that is built on the backs of, there's a lot of underpaid or unpaid workers who are coerced into gathering food in order to sort of give it to shop owners and resell it. This is common among sort of third world tourism destinations like this for the super wealthy. And that sort of local resource management is really the only reason that you can have a place with such high unemployment that is, in some sense, sustainable. The most significant employment sector, this is not as surprising, is independent market stands, which either directly or indirectly account for the majority of the city's 22 employed persons. Most of these stands resell replenishable goods from other areas of the island to tourists. Very little of it is exported directly from Delfino Plaza itself. There is some modest attempting within the city to foster imports from other countries like the Mushroom Kingdom, possibly using facilitating ports, nearby ports like Roport, for example, but there's no indication that there's any sort of growth in that sector at all, and therefore no indication to think that the model of economic stability is going to change. The number of non-working or ineligible persons was 2. There's 1 child and 1 retiree. This is a good indicator that Delfino Plaza is more of an amusement spectacle than a dynamic city, and that more traditional residential economies probably exist elsewhere on the island. The Bureau will be, at some point in the future, assessing the economic situation of the entirety of Isle Delfino, but we currently...
Thinking about how there are no children. If everyone lives somewhere else, you know, they have like their own, I don't know, living area, you know, their own neighborhood, where tourists can't simply go. Does that mean we have been in like the red light district of Delfino Plaza the entire time? We saw one child was a raccoon, but they weren't inside of the city per se. You know what I mean? Does that mean we've been like in some type of shady, you know, red light neighborhood?
currently lack the requisite funds. So
100% red light district. I mean, there were also a lot of women dressed very lightly. They really liked showing their roundings, I suppose. And if you think about the dresses they wore, they really liked showing, you know, what they got. Well, think about it. Think about, you know, all the cleavage. Yeah, I think we were in the special red light district of Delfino Plaza. Delfino Plaza at night. We haven't seen Delfino Plaza at night yet. Oh, that is its own experience, for sure. They all have like a second job at night. Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure now. Thinking about it and thinking about how there are no children, everything starts making sense now.
At some point in the future. This data, 26% unemployment puts Delfino Plaza behind the other cities we've done so far, which are the city of Whiterun in Skyrim and Clocktown for Majora's Mask. And it puts it right next to the Earth country of Djibouti. This was a direct survey, as usual, conducted over one very long day. There's more information in the report, which you can find in the... it's either in the description or it's going to be in the comments.
I love how you actually made a report you can print out.
But that's going to wrap us up for this today. Thank you so much for your time. And you know what? If you enjoyed this video, one of the best things you can do to help my channel out is to immediately watch another one of my videos. Can I recommend one of these to you right now? We've done 2 other unemployment surveys. So if you haven't seen them, that's the place to go. And if you enjoyed this video, post a comment saying, hey, I like this video. Please make more videos like it. That tells me that I'm making the stuff that you want to see, which is what I want to do, because I'm here to serve you. And if you want to be here to serve me, you can go to patreon.com/any_Austin. For $3 a month, you get access to a regularly scheduled Patreon check-in video series where I answer your listener questions. I've got merch, I've got social media, and one more thing. In my free time, I make a lot of music. It's one of my favorite hobbies, and I use that music in all of my YouTube videos. So please, today, I wish you a fair afternoon and enjoy the song. I'll see you next time. Right now, still I love you every way that I know. Never looked outside to see the sun. All I want is to run away. You're not the one, you're not the one, you're not the one, you're not the one. Don't expect you to be here. Whatever you need to give yourself by, whatever you need to. What I want to know is who's the model on this sign. Do you think she actually exists on the island? I said she
found her before. I remember.
Which is an assumption, I admit, but I made an assumption because I was trying to make an ass out of you. Clean up those walls, slacker. Wow, they really are cops. Man, I'm not going to go off on cops right now, but I had the worst experience with a cop the other day. And I wasn't even doing nothing.
Holy moly. Holy moly. That was the video. That was the video. Yes, battle music. Asmon reacting to someone saying freak Asmon gold. No, actually it's a Tectone video, but I actually thought it's like Asmon in the corner real tiny. No, it's Tectone. Yeah, we got a lot of music there, and as you can see, the reason why I also said, you know, if you want to support me, you can watch another video of me, you know, right after this one, is because if you do that, you also help the channel out a lot. It's really hard to explain it right now, but you do help the algorithm with that too, because then the algorithm knows that this video wasn't just like a one-hit wonder kind of thing, but that like his entire channel is pretty popular, you know, amongst the people that watched, you know, one video of him. So then even more videos of him will get recommended, and YouTube won't just think, oh, this is that one viral video. Always comment on the videos, yeah. If you want them to do more, want them to make more, especially smaller content creators, yeah. Oop. や、あとし